Hey guys, there are so many wins and losses to discuss and so many rumors have come out that we definitely need to talk about. I'm Leonie and this is Hope Meets Banter. Alright everyone, welcome back after the short Easter break. We've got a full house today, we've got Double H, we've got Nix in the house, yay, special guest. We've got Drifty and we've got Devo. And before we start, I need to take a little second because I was holding this in for a week now. Drifty and I told you so that IS can do it. In your face, Ronaldo. In your face, Juventus. We told you so. Haters, non-believers. We told you so.
Reverse psychology. That's what I'm going to say.
You've been around Drifty too long. Needed
to get that one out. Needed to get that one out. Okay. Thanks for that. Okay, let's start, people. So, Manchester City, Manchester United. Manchester United have been in the press quite a while for different reasons. Probably all positive. I'm looking at Nix because that's your club here. But guys, no, seriously, let's review this game. I guess you know it has actually quite some meaning to you and your club, Drifty. What happened? Can we? What happened?
No, for me, I obviously let me just go briefly because I know he's definitely going to go in on United. But I just think it's a gulf in class. And what Solskjaer said after the game was that, look, we have a lot to do in order to close the gap between us and Man City. Like, first half, you saw what Solskjaer's tactic was. All right, absorb the pressure, they're going to get possession, hit them on the break, really direct. But when City are that good, by the 50th, 55th minutes, their passing game, their possession game, once they really got their rhythm, then the golf in class was different. And if you don't have that much possession for such long periods of time, that whole counter-attack direct thing ain't going to work. So I just think it's a case of City are just much more of the better team. So people, but what I'll say, and I hope that you speak on this, Uncle Mo has been vindicated. Because what I don't like is that the narrative is that, oh my gosh, the players are giving up on Solskjaer, the players don't want to fight for Solskjaer. Why wasn't that same thing said for Uncle Mo? Why wasn't the same thing said that the players were giving up on?
It wasn't. It was. Many people said that they down tools to get rid of him.
I was the first one.
A lot of people said that.
I was the first one, and you know I don't like him.
And insulted Uncle Mo as well, man.
Because he's an idiot.
Many people insult him.
Listen, I think, for me, the biggest thing for that game, for me, because I didn't have any hope we were going to beat Man City, such as the difference in quality between the two sides. Compared to the Everton game, I wanted a reaction in terms of effort, performance, not taking ability out of it. Because if you're either good or you're not in it. You either can score or you can't score. You either can control the ball or you can't. But I wanted to see some effort given by
maybe a little bit of running as well.
Yeah, running, of course. And I saw that compared to the Everton game. It couldn't really get much worse, to be fair, but it definitely got better if we're comparing directly to that. Now, first half, we're in the game. I don't agree that if you don't have the ball, you can't do anything, because I think we had enough counter-attacks that a better quality side could have and probably should have and would have scored against Man City, but we didn't have the quality in the areas. Rashford went through one-on-one. Lingard had opportunities to pass it when he was in an advanced position. But we just weren't good enough. Simple as. And as the game went further on, Man City grew more and more into it, got into their rhythm. By the end of the first half, it was all Man City. We were just hoping for the halftime whistle. But in the second half, it was just all them, and we couldn't do anything about it. So, I mean, the only good thing to come out of that night was the fact that Arsenal also lost, which means that we weren't out of the top four race in terms of getting back in the Champions League.
But to do with London, we're talking about Manchester.
No, but I'm saying, but that's the only thing that came out good out of it.
Let's keep it north.
But we weren't.
Sunday's big, bro.
There's a difference between the sides, the individual and team collective quality.
So no apologies to Uncle Mo.
I personally haven't got anything to apologise, because I was never on the Mourinho out bandwagon. I believe Mourinho needed to leave. You agreed that he needed to leave. You said it wasn't the right fit. You said it a number of times, and we agreed. But I wasn't in. I never doubted his ability as a manager. The man is a world-class manager, one of the greatest of all time. It weren't working.
Hey, but we're not making this about Uncle Mo now.
But it wasn't working at Manchester United. He needed to go. Okay. Solskjaer needs to be given time, so it's going to be
great. I'll give you a little present sometime, and we'll talk about Uncle Mo for sure. But Drifty, what's your thoughts on this? I mean, apart from, of course, it's kind of affecting you and your club and your ranking and Your hopes and dreams.
I want to apologise a little bit to Man United because I was thinking they were going to lose on purpose and all that kind of stuff. And then when I was watching the game, I was like, they can't do anything about this even if they want. They're shit. They're so shit.
Sorry.
I take it back.
No,
you know what I mean?
sorry. You had 2 chances to beat Man City this season, and you didn't do it twice.
That's got nothing to do
No,
with
it does.
No, it does.
Because now you
Don't start relying on other
expected
people.
us to do something.
I didn't expect you to do anything.
you didn't.
I said before the game,
he hoped.
we will not have no result for Man United. It'll be Burnley or Leicester we can rely on,
Why even?
if any.
Why you rely on anyone else? Rely on yourself. Beat them at Anfield.
That's gone. I've been chastised by the Liverpool fans because I've said that we've bottled it and all that. They come at me. I know all of this, but what I'm saying is, you just want a little bit of. You just want a
Sometimes
little
you need
bit
a
of
helping hand.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, you know, I can't get that off the top.
Yeah.
Can you get that for me?
Have a little, there you go, have a
Bro.
boost.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like a little boost. So
Yeah.
I feel bad for, you know, saying that. I think because they tried. One thing I will say, I watched the game. Man, you tried. They're just not good enough.
One of the worst
Like, they're actually
apologies
just
I
not
have
good.
ever heard.
That's the thing. The thing is with Man City is that a lot of people don't say their fitness levels. And, you know, when you're playing against Man City, you have to match them in terms of their fitness level. Because a lot of the time, they're popping the ball around you. That's a lot of movement. And Man United, I've
have to
said
keep
throughout,
chasing, yeah.
throughout the season, their fitness levels don't look up to the other bigger teams. Even when they had Mourinho,
100%.
under Solskjaer, they never look like they're that fit. In the
'Cause
dying
they're not-
moments, they
Devil,
look
we
knackered.
didn't outrun. I think the only team that ran less than us, and when Jose was there, was Huddersfield.
Yeah, and them man are dead.
Like,
That's like, they're
since
literally
then,
zombies.
up
Because they run
before
around.
this recent run, in terms of all competitions, we outrun teams. Sometimes playing against the big 6, we actually outrun, you know, match Spurs for their levels, and that's saying something. But before that, we weren't even running.
but
so now
wait,
it's come back to
Everton,
bite us.
against
because
Everton,
Running.
I
Why are you
think-
talking about running?
No, but against Everton, I think the whole team did 8K. 8K, the whole team.
Everton ran 4K more than us in the first half alone.
It was because it was suggested that people were literally, they were not running, they
course
were
they
walking,
were.
there was a
You
lot
need
of,
to be able to
you know...
Matic gave Sigurdsson 5 yards.
Yes,
Quick, no,
yes,
no,
right.
the quick point is that this isn't cross country. So yes, running is a factor, but as you said, quality is quality. So it's like, as you said,
You have to
United
match
had
them
chances.
both, bro.
Look, running is an effect. This is not cross country, and I did cross country and almost peaked up because I hate cross country.
So are Everton,
you should
in
understand.
quality, are Everton better than Man United? No, but they tried harder.
well,
they
no,
worked harder.
You have to put them
easy.
together. You
I'm
have to
not
put
sure-
them together.
In quality,
They're
Everton
not.
United.
Of course they're not.
But Man City are the best.
Matic,
Man City
Fred
are
Flintstone.
arguably the best team in the country, right?
Who?
Man City.
Yeah.
Arguably.
I don't even know.
Look at the work
They're
rate
better.
that they put in. They run their asses off.
Yeah.
But they do it effectively.
'cause
It's
they have
about
the ball,
matching the
man.
quality with the work rate.
I
That's
just
what
think
it's
it was
about.
Yeah,
two
but-
lapses in concentration by 2 dead players. Like, I think it's time everyone stops saying that Shaw's a great left back. No, he's not.
Yeah.
He looks like
Lapsing 'cause of-
he
you think
literally
so?
looks like he's having a steak bake before he comes out.
Yeah, but bro,
And then another one at
half.
half time. No, but I mean, let's be real. How can you be a professional and train every day and be carrying
No,
weight?
he is.
Like, I don't get that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
just
that, you're
like,
talking about
it
It depends, because
fitness
Rooney always carried weight.
No, not during the season. Like, only in pre-season. He would proper slim down during the season. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Double H is dying. Yes, Mr. H.
Thank you, Leonie, for taking my question.
Yes.
Leonie, I would
Yeah.
humbly want to ask that Mr. Drifty here, the famous world-renowned Liverpool fan, who's when he becomes famous will leave us all because the fame will get to his head. I want him to actually now say that his view on David De Gea being what Superman, God, Zeus is false, because in the last 3 games, David De Gea has been at fault for most of the goals that United have conceded. Can you please?
1 second. No, sorry. Before you do that, I want you to tell us and the viewing public what happened in 2015 and 16 with Hazard when he went missing for a whole season, missed the top 2. What happened?
Alright, I'll answer because he won't have an answer. De Gea doesn't want to be at Man United anymore. I think even you can kind of see that.
Listen, I wouldn't disagree.
And I just think he's down tooling in the way of not deliberately being crap, but his mind's just somewhere else now.
he's not
Because
focused.
there's no way you can be world class for 7 years, be Man U's best player for 4 or 5
And then
years
produce
in a
that.
row, and then do this, and it's because all of a sudden you're crap.
Yeah, well,
come on, man.
for sure, and the media has been discussing this literally all week. Like something has happened, and this little, excitement, Solskjaer coming up and changing something has literally died down. And I think actually I would love to discuss a little bit more maybe of why, but then we're going to drift off. so maybe another time, because we've been talking about Solskjaer so much, and I feel like, you know, yeah, that's what's happening. Let's move on, but let's talk a little bit about Manchester City then. So, is it a done deal? Do they have it in the bag?
No.
That's
No.
it?
No.
I know.
No. I think I can see Burnley getting something from
I'm
that. I
sick
think
of all this irritating positivity. I'm fucking sick of it. I keep the faith.
Listen,
keep the faith.
I'm the biggest Liverpool hater there is. If you go out in the Twitter sphere, everyone thinks I'm a Liverpool hater. But I genuinely think Burnley, who have been in the top 6 in the form guide since the turn of the year, so they're one of the informed teams in the country. They like to upset big boys. You saw what they did at Chelsea. Rudiger is ready to smash man up. Yeah, you know what they're about. I think Burnley will relish the opportunity to ruin Man City's season.
Yeah,
Manchester, big pressure on them, and they have crumbled before.
I feel like Devil's just fucking with me. He's like trying to give me all this false hope like everyone else is. Like, leave me alone. Let me just come to terms with it.
I think the reality is that it's a difficult one. Those games, City should win. Mm-hmm. But it's like
they will.
When you're getting, remember, like by this time last season, City had already won the title already. So I don't think Pep has really been in this situation where Liverpool don't look like if they're gonna let up. So Liverpool are like, now we're taking this till the last day of the season. So right now you could even see like City are like, okay, let's just keep getting them. Because if this match against United was played, let's say like in November, they'd thrash these guys like 4-0. But you can see that City, they're winning the games, but they know that, man, any slip up, Liverpool are probably going to be, because Liverpool are like, we're going to just win every game. You're winning the last of the season. But the thing with that Burnley game is they should win. It's away from home, and Burnley are one of those things where it's like, hey man, we can. It's one of those games where like if things don't go their way, a decision here, another decision here, hits the bar, misses this, that could just easily be a draw.
What we have to remember.
Come on, you believed in Ajax with me.
What we have to remember is
that didn't affect Liverpool. That's
Man City are at their worst when they're under pressure, which goes for a lot of people. But they're at their best when there's no pressure. And when I say they are, I've seen them chase us down. 8 points behind 5 games to go. Chase us down. They were top of the league, or they had the league in their hand when they came to Anfield, 2014. You lot beat them. It's your league to win. They won all their games. Last season, there was no pressure. All they had to do was try and get 100 points. This season, when they went 7 points behind once all games were played, there was no pressure in terms of, at that point it was in Liverpool's hands, and they went out and played their football and they've taken the lead. The only issue is now they've won about 10 or 11 straight Premier League games. I think, is it all Premier League?
Yeah.
Are they going to take the record? I think it's about 14, which they did last year.
Yeah.
They're going to have to do that, take another 14 in a row to take this league title. You think that surely they have to slip up somewhere.
Yeah.
But the thing is, now that everything's in front of us, everyone's playing the same amount of games, Man City's ahead. I can see both teams
by 1 point,
points.
by the way.
I can see. But I can actually see both teams dropping points.
I don't think Liverpool will.
I can see it.
That's actually a good point. Everyone keeps on acting like our points are already in the bag, and we just wait.
I saw that Cardiff game. If Morrison, I think it is, puts that header in, it's 1-1.
Newcastle, no, but they were fighting for something, which is a little bit different. Newcastle away. Maybe Benitez isn't who we think he is, and he might be like, I don't want anyone to win it because I didn't win it, and he might go ham. Who knows? Do you know what I mean? Wolves are there. Who the fuck wants to play Wolves?
No.
Like, let's be real. Who wants to play Wolves right now?
But what I would say though, what I'd say though is that like, if let's say Liverpool play after City and City slip up, Liverpool will slip up. But I think Liverpool have just shown that they don't know how to react. When it's like, if you win, you'll not take the advantage. Like
What are you
Everton,
talking about?
They only lost 1 game this season.
No, what's called
How do you
Everton.
think we took the lead? When they lost to Leicester and Crystal Palace, we won and went ahead. That's how we win
Well,
ahead.
what about what happens against?
Yeah, we
Leicester
slipped up
City and
afterwards,
West Ham?
but we took the initiative the first time. You can't just say we don't know how to win
if it goes down to you, Liverpool it will happen. You had the chance. You messed
Liverpool
up,
going to win the league. Ashley Barnes is going to ruin Ashley Barnes is like one of the biggest wind-ups in football.
So hope to see that.
It's Ashley Barnes. You don't see when he kissed my man on the nose. That's one of the best things I've ever seen. The brother was like in his face and then walked up. Like, what do you do?
I would have headbutted.
Bro, I would have lost my mind.
I get what you lot are saying about Burnley, because they are that team. But if I'm honest with you, I would probably say Brighton last day of the season, if they haven't been relegated, but could be, would probably be the hardest game they have.
It's Brighton away, isn't it?
Burnley aren't going to care as much. They're safe. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Leicester, maybe Brendan might have like I want, like, you lot stop me winning the league. But like, yeah, do you know what I mean? So like, maybe Brighton is
I'll
actually.
be Burnley.
Okay. Can we make it really brief, just very quickly? How do you rate, like, if they get back-to-back titles? How would you rate that?
I don't care.
You don't care? Moving on. That's it. Perfect. You like this answer? What about Devil?
You got to give the man his ratings. Do you know what I mean? You got to give Man City their ratings because to
spending
run away
$1
with
billion.
it. No, but to run away with it as let's not forget the points tally they have this season is phenomenal. Any other season we're thinking
Spending
what?
$2 billion.
But because Liverpool are up there with them, we're forgetting just how many points these two teams have. It's dumb. Like, what are they going to end up with? 90 something points each?
It could be
That's
98,
crazy.
It could be 97, 98.
That's dumb. Do you know how shit the Premier League is?
If Man City win this title with 98 points, I will class this achievement this season better than last season's
Okay.
Centurions, and I would put this
Bold
Man
statement.
City team as the third best Premier League team of all time.
Okay, Drifty. Any
So,
comments?
oh yeah, I forgot the question.
How would you rate it?
To be honest with you, they did a
It's
double.
killing them, man.
They did a double last year. If they do the treble this year, it's the best team the Premier League's ever seen.
Triple. Treble has to be the Champions League.
No,
It's
it
the
doesn't.
triple.
Okay.
It's the triple.
No, it doesn't.
Okay, I know you. Okay, go ahead.
You
I
did
give
it.
you.
No,
I give you.
Wait, let's
20 minutes.
easier to say anything to you.
Oh, okay.
So it's cool.
Okay, ready,
Yeah.
steady. We're moving on to the next question,
Yeah.
right?
Cool.
Okay. Right. Okay. Thanks for these quick answers. Moving on. The Player of the Year award, right? Apparently there's some rumors. So something has been leaked. A name has been leaked, and it's Van Dijk. So
Damn right.
quickly, give me your. Okay,
Why-
Drifty, come
why,
on.
Why was this
Give me
even
some-
in doubt?
What are you drinking there?
Why was this even in
Don't
doubt?
ask. Don't ask. It's fine. You're not drinking anything.
Questionable.
Unless they're gonna give me a sponsorship.
Hydration is very important for the skin.
This wasn't
Clearly
even
he
in
does that.
question, man. Let's be real. I know everyone's on this like Sterling train, and I'm not saying Sterling hasn't played well this season because he's been an amazing player for them. But Bernardo Silva's been better. Aguero's
Get
been
the hell
more
out of here,
important.
man.
What?
And
Get the hell out of here, man.
everybody's scored.
Everyone back on fire.
Important.
Aguero's been the one scoring the more important
Biggest
goals.
hater, man.
If you look at a lot of Sterling's
Kids.
goals, it's the second, the third goal. Like, it ain't that, like, the first goal, that's the important goal. The winning goal, that's important. Aguero gets more of those. And Bernardo Silva, for me, has been the better player.
Yeah.
He's been the better player. So, I don't even know why Sterling was even close to being the one to take it.
Brendan Rodgers has got so much to answer for.
I don't
Come
even
on,
know.
come on.
But I'm not saying that
Brainwashed.
Sterling hasn't been a good player. I'm saying he hasn't been better than, in my opinion, Son, Mane, or Bernardo Silva.
What?
Okay.
Money.
Do you understand?
No,
Do you
no,
understand
sorry.
how many games
Wait.
that Mane has been the best player for Liverpool?
Sorry, oh,
been
you-
the clutch
Oh,
player.
you mean the
got
Mane?
us the winning
Oh.
goal.
Is it that Mane? The
Listen,
Mane who got 2 goals in 14 games between
not
game
ju-
week 5 and game
It's
week
not
19?
just about
Is that the
goals.
one?
It's
Is that
not
Mane?
just about
Or is it a
goals.
different Mane?
Stat merchant.
I'm asking. Is that the Mane who didn't do
man.
anything
Okay.
for nearly 14
Okay,
games? Is that what
okay,
you're
and then
saying?
we're bringing it back down. We're bringing it back down. We're bringing it back
so
down.
he didn't do anything. You mean he didn't defend the whole left side with Robertson? Give Robertson the freedom to do what he does.
Put him left
It's
back in
not
team
just
of the game.
about scoring
Robertson
goals.
was the best left back and he controlled the whole left side. Now Mane is defending for him.
No,
Mane has not been
Mane
better than
helps
Sterling.
with everything that he does.
So that
Mane
makes him
has not
better
been
than
better than
Sterling.
Sterling.
No, it means that it doesn't
So-
mean he has to be scoring goals.
Why
to
can't
be
you just say? Why
effective.
can't you just say Van Dijk won it and he deserves to win it? Why do we have to bring down Sterling to try and?
I'm not bringing down
lift up your
Sterling.
own
I'm
play?
saying Sterling is in there over players I think deserve it more. Bernardo Silva deserves more credit this season than Sterling does. That's just my
It's
opinion.
Drifty's opinion, and
This
he's
is
allowed to have
should be
it.
working
It's
for
great.
Sterling.
It's not his opinion. man.
Okay,
His
good.
opinion is crap.
Okay, come on. Okay, come on, Demolition. Give us
Okay, no,
yours.
it's okay. Very simple. I mean, if Van Dijk does win it, I like that he wins it because I'm always on the whole thing, and I think Philip Lahm said this, that defenders don't get it enough credit. And as good as Sterling has been, the impact that Van Dijk has made has been huge. And I think if you really watch for football, we can't just keep giving it to guys who score the goals all the time. Let's just say who plays the best based on their role. And I think even if Sterling has been amazing, Van Dijk's effect has just been greater than Sterling. But my goodness, is like Sterling, basically it's razor sharp thing because yes, Bernardo Silva has been good. This has been Sterling's best ever season. Take the goals away, take the assists away. When
He's Walcott.
just easy. Let me take the goals.
Nah, sorry. What is this
wait.
disrespect?
Wait.
Okay.
So see, when Pep is picking the side, when he's picking the wide men, the only decision he makes is Silva or Sane. Sterling is not even in doubt. If you
David
ask Pep,
Silva, that's crap. Bernardo Silva's a guaranteed
Okay.
starter.
Let him land. Let him land.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's got no wheels, man.
Okay, so
No, that's Ollie.
if you ask Pep here, he would say that one of his most important key players, apart from, let's say, Fernandinho, is Sterling. What Sterling does with regards to just creating situations, breaking plays, going forward with the ball, his dribbling, his ball control, the way he's beating, and I say, because for me, I don't like looking at stats. Take the goals and assists away. And this was a guy who I thought at Liverpool, he's a pace merchant. How he's improved his footballing IQ and footballing brain has been amazing. And also, if not for VAR, Sterling would have scored a hat-trick to send City to the semi-final of the Champions League.
All right,
So,
Nick, do you want to say something about Van
Champions League
Dijk
got
getting
nothing
it?
to do.
Listen,
Because that was
no one
actually
said
the
anything about Van Dijk.
If Van Dijk wins it, Van Dijk deserves it. I'm always one for, you know, waiting to the end of the season, who wins the Premier League, and that can have a bearing on it. But the fact those two are so close, and it may only be like 1 point between the two, the impact for their teams have been, you know, of a similar level, you might say. But Van Dijk would deserve it 100% if he gets it. Equally, if Sterling was to get it, and only Sterling on that list, if he was to win it, I would say he also deserves it. It's that close between the two. Now, quickly, what Have Hope said about Sterling basically being one of the first names on the team sheet, especially in the attacking sense. He's correct. Bernardo Silva plays every game, but he doesn't always play on the wing. If we're talking about the front three, Sterling is a certainty at all times. Even Aguero might get subbed off. Jesus hasn't started as much this season, but Sterling is the constant in that team. His goals, his movement, his play, the man is so important to City, and he's improved so much at City that I don't even know how we can even dare say that he hasn't been City's best player this season, because I think you're probably the only person who said that.
yeah,
because
you are the only
Because the media has just fed you all this propaganda.
Let's not talk about the media and Sterling, because that ain't gonna go the right way.
That's why, because he was chastised and he deserves an apology, and the way they treated him was just ridiculous. Now it's like spilling into like sympathy votes, because for me, if he hadn't had the abuse he's had, people wouldn't be raising him up as high as they are.
No, I think it's because of what he does on the
That's what it
football
is,
pitch.
man.
Okay, Devil, what do you think about Van Dijk possibly getting
For
it?
me, Van Dijk, the reason why I say he's player of the year, and I've been saying it for a long time, is because
Yeah,
for me,
actually, yeah.
I always say it's about the job you do on the football pitch and who's the best at doing the job they're on the football pitch to do. No one's done their job better than Van Dijk this season, and I don't think anyone can argue that. I think Sterling is a close second. I think another thing for Sterling, why I would say he deserves the recognition, is because having to put up with all the stuff he's put up with, which isn't easy, to be abused and to be accused of this and blah, 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 and all this scrutiny every single week, and he goes out and he performs like he does, that's not easy. We go back to David De Gea. It may not be abuse, but there's contract situations and blah, blah. You can see he's not focused, and his form has dipped. Sterling has played week in, week out at a high level with all the scrutiny and everything that's going on around him. It hasn't affected him at all. But to go back to Van Dijk deserves it. He's been, for me, by far the best defender in this country and probably in the world since the beginning of the season. I don't think I can remember a time where I've seen a player play excellent every single game. I've not seen him have a bad game this season. Usually you might have 1 or 2 games where you're like, they made that slip up or they did this. I can't remember a time where Van Dijk's done...
against Germany. In the
That's not Liverpool, though, is it?
Clutching.
That's not.
Oh my
that's
God!
talking about
And how was it
domestic
bad?
football of the year.
Because Gnabry scored.
No,
a
we're
good
not talking
goal.
about that game right now. Okay, good.
2010-11
Thanks so much for that. Let's quickly move on because not that much time left, and I do have 2 more questions for you. So Pogba, right? He has been also in the press now. Rumors, and he wants to leave. I think the name Real Madrid has come as well, and everything. So very quickly, Nick, since you are our Manchester United fan here, cash in, let go. What are they gonna do?
Oh, so now you're the man. United.
I'm not asking the question, Leonie.
This is the same face. Everybody gets me. Let's
So
go.
rude.
Double H talking about rude.
Hold on, you know, maybe we should swap seats. Then maybe there won't be as tension. I think one person isn't enough.
I love this tension.
No,
It's
go for
great.
it.
Come on, Nick.
Listen,
Let's go.
if Pogba wants to remain at Man United, I'm more than happy to keep him because he is hands down by far our best player in terms of his ability. And frankly, he's been our best player this season. Whatever we want to think about, hey, you know, whether some people say he's lazy, some people say he's down tools, etc., and I'm not disagreeing at this point. He has been our best player this season. So if he wants to stay at Manchester United, wants to fight and get us back to a position where we need to be, I'm happy to keep him. However, if he wants to go, goodbye. And that goes for any player at Manchester United. Bigger and better players, or more important players, at a time when we were actually winning stuff, have left Man United of their own accord or of the manager's accord, and we've carried on. Yap Stam, probably the best defender in the world at the time, he had to go. David Beckham, probably the most marketable footballer in the world at the time, had to go. Roy Keane, the club captain, 2005, got rid mid-season. It happens. No player's bigger than the club. So if he wants to go, goodbye, we'll get 150 million for him.
Yep.
If he wants to stay, I'm more than happy to build a team around
Anybody
him.
else have an opinion on that?
No one's paying 150.
No,
for
I think
Pogba.
Real Madrid will pay. I think Real Madrid, you have to remember as well, Real Madrid like a marketable player, and Pogba is amongst the best in the world for that. And he is a phenomenal talent. I think in Madrid he would get the love that he craves. I don't think he will have this thing where media will be looking to do this and do that around his name. I think they will bring him in and he'll be like a king until he does something to make them think otherwise. But I think Real Madrid is a great fit for Pogba. And I think if he did go, he would do well. I think Man United would do well because they'll just get maybe 2 or 3 other players in, as long as their recruitment steps up, because the recruitment's been the problem.
And I can't even trust that right now.
Oh, no, for me, I think that for United, I think it's a great. If let's say they do 150 for it, I think that they should take it, because then Socrates, all right, you now have 150. Build a team that you want.
We're not strapped for cash, you know. Even if we didn't sell it, we still got 150.
And also, but with regards to Pogba, I think the thing that just people need to understand, because whenever like United play badly, everyone's like, oh, Pogba, he's not that great, he's not that good. I've played central midfield before, and playing central midfield with really good players is very different from playing central midfield with really bad players. Because central midfield is a position where you are actually reliant on the players around you. If Xavi, name your best central midfielders. If Xavi didn't have great players around him, how good would he be? How good with Modric, Xavi, Pirlo all had really good cohorts and Robins beside them. So for me, with Pogba, echoing what Devil said, he is a very talented player. We know of his talents: tackling, passing, shooting, an all-round talent. And I think if he goes to Real Madrid, where Zidane will surround him by top players, I think, as we've seen in France, we will and Juventus, we will see that Pogba who can affect games for people.
Can I just have a question quickly?
Yes.
What position haven't you played? I've heard goalkeeper, I've heard central midfield. Are you the best
And
left
he ran
back
track
since
as
Robertson?
well, right?
I think cross-country.
Cross-country.
Cross-country, is that it? Oh.
Yeah. Central, I think no, I've not played central defence and left wing.
Okay,
Apart from that, I played
very interesting. No offense, though, but Drifty, last word on this question quickly.
The hypocrisy from Double H is ridiculous, because this guy
interesting,
tries
coming
to
from you.
brush Gerrard all the time, and I've seen Gerrard have to fucking hold hands with Spearing and Aquilani. And this boy wants to tell me that,
Xabi
oh,
Alonso.
they had great players around him. But
Xabi Alonso.
oh,
Sure,
man.
I know.
Yeah, that was a little period. Gerrard was there his whole career. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Get rid of Pogba.
All right, got it. I like it. All right, very, very quickly, final question. Woo, okay. It is quite hot in here, by the way. That's, I think, it all makes us go crazy a little bit. Okay, so PFA Team of the Year is out. What do you think? Anyone left out? Anyone overlooked?
Yes.
Or,
Thank you.
This
all
is a
wrong.
joke. Like,
So, Leonie,
I've said a lot of my views on this in a video. It's out now, people.
stop promoting shameless promotion, man. This is what the HMB man.
Standard. I don't care.
Quiet.
In my
issues do you possibly
opinion,
have?
and you know what, and I'm even going to take my bias out of this. Wan-Bissaka arguably should be in over Trent Alexander.
Yeah,
like, do you know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying?
2 of them.
So I'm not just like, it ain't me just going, Liverpool. But if you can tell me that Eriksen, Sissoko, Wijnaldum, all of
Kante.
Kante, if these guys haven't had a better season than Pogba, what the fuck is like?
Eriksen
Come on,
has.
this is a
Eriksen-
joke.
People
Yes, he
forget,
has.
People forget Eriksen
Come
at the beginning of
on.
the season was missing for a month. Eriksen didn't do anything in the
I didn't hear anyone talk about Sterling before Christmas, but apparently he was the
What are you on
player.
about? Oh,
No one talked about Sterling
What
before
about?
Christmas.
He was doing it from the beginning of the season.
Oh,
What is your agenda with Sterling?
No, I'm just giving you an example. No one spoke about Sterling before
Alright,
Christmas.
alright.
If you speak to Tottenham fans, they'll tell you Eriksen didn't really show up for the first few months.
He
of the
might have
season.
even contract things to
Yeah,
play on
he was
Alright,
quiet.
so what about
He was quiet.
Sissoko
Sissoko is a better shout than Ericsson, but he's not had a better season.
Sorry.
Wait.
When I called Sissoko's name,
Yeah, 'cause that was
granted you
early.
didn't, but I know we did a half year team of the year.
Exactly,
That's
that was half
19
year.
games in. I called Sissoko. You stood up.
I laughed.
You laughed, and granted you were like, I understand, but you weren't saying Sissoko half team.
I'm saying
No,
now.
but I've actually been his biggest defender.
But what
Everyone
I'm
knows
saying
that.
is
Devil.
he deserves that more than Ericsson. I'm not saying he deserves to be in the team of the year, but over Ericsson he would.
But I'm just
neither
naming-
of them has had as good a season as Pogba.
Well, because of an 11-game purple patch. Before
that included,
before
yeah.
Mourinho left,
But
and in the last.
I'd say Kante deserves to go down
Yeah,
over Pogba.
for sure.
And Wijnaldum, he's been
No,
Liverpool's best
no.
midfielder. All right, whatever.
So-
man.
so-
Let's
but
wrap
But your
this
team
up,
don't
man.
play for your midfield.
exactly.
Your strengths of your
Let's
team.
wrap this up because I'm not
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Henderson.
I've got an issue.
Henderson's fucking better than Pogba.
I do have an issue with the 11, and it may, maybe me and Drifty might be on the same. I don't know, but there's a guy who's got like probably the most contributions in the league this season. Plays on the left wing for Chelsea. I don't know if you heard of him. Zad, he calls him, and they've got Mane in there instead of him. And I don't understand if we're just talking about individual ability and what they've actually produced. Surely, Eden Hazard should be there ahead of Mane.
I said there's a possibility he should be in.
arguably,
There's a possibility.
Okay.
Arguably, Salah probably should be there ahead of Mane. Arguably.
No,
Arguably.
no.
If you look at the whole season, from August through,
It's not just about stats.
But remember,
It's not just
the
about
votes
stats.
are done in February. That's the problem. The
It's
votes
not-
are
yeah,
taken in February.
and that.
And
Mane really
It's a
took
good
from
point.
January. Well, from January, yeah.
It's
So
a
he
good
was
point,
the buzz name
Fair
at the
point,
time.
Devil.
I wanna end this with the most controversy you lot, but actually maybe he won't jump on it. I'd have Hazard in the team over Sterling.
No way.
I'd have Hazard in the team
Can I,
over
can I,
Sterling.
you know, I've kept silence here. I just think very briefly, stop hating on Paul, Labille, Pogba.
hating
Young,
on
black,
him.
and successful. Don't hate on it.
That's got nothing to do with it.
I-
That's
I-
probably why you're backing it. That's got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, Drifty wants a deal with the Daily Mail after this.
Oh yeah, true.
That's where all of this is coming
Look,
from.
man,
He's seeing
support
in the
our
future.
dark-skinned brothers, man. Come on, man. So what's it called? But I think no,
Nothing to do
for
with
sure
it.
it does. So basically, for me, I think that Hazard.
you?
Kids.
And I think personally for me, Mane, I'm one of the biggest fans of Mane. I don't think Mane deserves that over Hazard. That is crazy. Hazard, working with a bunch of bricks, 1,000% deserves to do that based on his contributions, as Nick has said to the teams. I think Hazard needs to be in there. Apart from Hazard being in there, and for sure, Wan-Bissaka over Trent Alexander-Arnold being in there.
Doherty?
What about Doherty? I think Doherty deserves to be in there.
Ahead of both of them.
Wait, right back or left?
Right back, right back.
Actually. Yeah,
Listen,
why
and
not?
even in goal, I'd put Fabianski in that
Oh,
conversation.
yeah,
No.
Fabianski gets peppered every. You know how
I
many
would have put
saves
him
that
ahead
brother
of
makes?
Edison
Do you
or
know how many
Alisson.
saves that brother makes?
No, and
Unbelievable.
do you know what? No, I even said that.
Doherty plays
There's a
Wolves,
good point.
right?
Wolves, yeah.
Wolves, yeah. I think
But
that's
I'm
a good
going to be
team.
real. If you want to talk about stats like everyone loves to, goalkeeper with the most clean sheets should be in goal.
If Alisson was there, I wouldn't complain.
Goalkeeper with the most
Not because of the clean
should be in
sheets.
goal.
Just overall.
I think we get a bit fooled about how well Edison plays within that team. Do you know what I mean? If you have a team that doesn't play out from the back and he didn't get to do all of that, I mean, look at that save against Son when like hit his foot and went in the Champions. Like he does a lot of questionable things, but because he's a City goalie, no one ever says
If you're saying that
anything.
about Alisson, you got the best, according to the PFA Team,
Defense.
best right back, best centre back, best left back.
That's why
so
we've got the best
your goalkeeper's
defence.
protected. So how can you say he should be in the
No,
team?
he's
He's got the
part.
best
No,
defence.
he's part of that because he's making vital saves.
All right, good.
And then
Bob.
sometimes
So
you
then
get
the other three shouldn't be there because your
Thanks,
goalkeeper's
guys.
making.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, thank you.
Luke
Thank you so
Shaw,
much,
Luke Shaw
guys.
over Robertson.
We gotta wrap this up now. Thank you so much, Nick, for being here. Really good.
Thanks for
Great
having
guest.
me.
Guys,
A bit of a hot and heated round here today. It makes me feel very good to be back. And also, if you only have conflicting opinions in one room, this is when you have fruitful conversations, in my opinion. So that's really good. Thanks for everything. Thanks for joining us today, guys. See you all next week, and don't forget to follow us on all the social media channels that there are. Always love to hear from you. Bye bye.